Hello everyone, Johnny's here. In today's video, I'm going to share some tips and tricks on how to complete Shooter Born in Heaven. So let's begin from how do you get this quest unlocked. This quest is given to you by Mr. Mechanic himself. So the sooner you unlock this quest, the better, because while you're working on some other tasks, you might occasionally get a couple, maybe even 3 or 4 Shooter Born in Heaven shots. In order to unlock this quest, you have to start from Mechanic Gunsmith Part 1. This quest requires you to uh, return to Mr. Mechanic shotgun of specific configuration and leads to farming quest line. Farming Part 1 requires you to fix 2 panels in the factory and leads to farming Part 2, which requires you to assemble certain things in RAID, which is paracord, T-shaped plug, printed circuit board. This one leads to farming Part 3. It's basically a pickup of certain items in the customs office area, and now you get this quest unlocked. Usually, you can get this quest unlocked around like level 20, 25, so the earlier the better. In my case, I unlocked this quest and haven't been pushing this. By the time I actually started working on this quest, I already had my Shoreline and Woods Shooter Born in Heaven shots complete, so I only needed to complete 2 remaining maps. As for the guns, you can use pretty much any gun. You can use MDRs, sniper rifles, assault rifles. Any gun will work. But in order to combine this quest with other quests, for example, while trying to work on the Shooter Born in Heaven, I was also trying to level up my sniper level skill. So I was using mostly Mosin rifles, SV98, M700, and other bolt-action rifles. As for the scopes, I prefer to use only 2 of them. It's either Burst Full Field, which is 1-4 scope with pretty nice reticles, or EOTech Voodoo, which is 1-6 scope. Some people prefer using Valde. It's just a matter of personal preference. Just get used to the reticles, make sure you have proper zeroing, and try to know the distance and how many lines you have to go above the target depending on the distance. In the raids that I'll show you, I was using 100 meters zeroing. Now let's proceed to the spots where you can chase the sniper shots with a distance over 100. So best strategy to chase the Shooter Born in Heaven shots is at the beginning of the raid is to chase spawns. As you can see on this map, by the way, map knowledge is very essential. I left the spawns of the scavs, the spawns of the bosses. This is the black arrows is the spawns of PMCs, and the extract points that are marked here. The extract both for the PMCs and scavs. Depending on the site where you spawn, I would probably start with trying to push the spawns. For example, if you spawn here, I would try to get to this rock and watch this direction. This is where usually PMCs rush the dorms, the resort, and this is a good shot here. You will have a pretty good opportunity. If you spawn somewhere by weather station, I would probably climb these rocks and try to watch this direction, or this direction. From this side, you can pretty much cover all the angles of all the PMCs that spawn in a corner. If you spawn on this side, then you probably should take a look at the area here, and try to chase the shots here. Someone might be sitting on this rock, someone might be pushing towards the resort, so this is where you can spot them. Please keep in mind that rushing the spawns only makes sense within first 5 minutes of the raid. After first 5 minutes, PMCs can be scattered all over the map, and there is generally hard to predict where the PMCs are. If you haven't seen anyone, or if you didn't get a chance to get the sniper shot at the first 5 minutes, I would probably try to move towards the central area, either around the power station or maybe on this rocks. If you have a good spot right here going prone, you will have a good area of cover around the power station. And many PMCs usually rush the power station because there are some scavs that are required to kill for Punisher quest line or some other quests that require you to get scav skills on Shoreline. This distance is around 200 meters, and we can check this. By the way, I'll leave the link to this tool in the comments down below so you would know. This is a very useful tool because it provides you the approximate area and approximate distance to the shots. For example, from this rock till the power station, it's 200 meters. So using your particular scope, you can see what's the distance you have to measure and how many reticles you have to go above the PMC's head. Sometimes, for example, from this rocks, you can see like what's the radius of 100 meters, what's the radius of 200 meters. Now let's get back to the spawns on the opposite side of the map. If you have spawned somewhere here or in this corner, what I usually do in general, I try to stay around this area to see whether there are any PMCs rotating towards the resort. And shooting from here is usually around 100 meters, maybe less than 100 meters. So if you trying to get the kill here, try to make sure that you position yourself a little bit back so you could see anyone on this side. Sometimes people cross the suicide fields. This is a really good area because it's very open. Or if you position yourself to the edge of suicide fields, you can hear someone shooting scavs near the villa, trying to kill Senator or maybe kill scavs. If you hear shots in this area, definitely position yourself here and try to watch in the scope whether anyone is currently in the villa. If you spawn on this side or in this corner, definitely try to watch for the left side and watch for the people that rotate towards the resort. After the first 5 minutes, what I generally do, I don't try to spend too much time in a raid. I would rather prefer to reset the raid, or maybe I try to chill generally somewhere in this area if I'm lucky enough to spawn on the left side, or somewhere around this area. And stay there for another 10 minutes, listen for the shots. If you hear shots, definitely chase them. Sometimes someone might be killing scavs on the pier, sometimes someone might be killing scav near the power station. From here you can rotate here towards the wood area. From here you would probably have around 90 to 100 meters. From here you can also get a shot of 100 meters towards the gas station. Let me roll the clips of 3 shots that I got for the shooter born in heaven on Shoreline. For the first kill, unfortunately, the OBS crashed and I have no audio recorded for this, but it's 15 minutes of the raid and I've heard people shooting somewhere in Villa. So I started looking for and I noticed this lonely guy crossing the suicide fields. I didn't land the first shot perfectly, so this PMC got pincered behind the tractor in the middle of the suicide fields. That's why I told that suicide fields are perfect. People usually cross them in open area and you can easily catch them. By the way, this PMC was not the target that I was looking for because other PMCs are still killing the scavs in the villa. This poor boy was probably looting the jackets in the area around and he was just unlucky to get caught in the open area like this. This shot is 100 meters shot. For the second shot, I wasn't specifically looking for the shooter born in heaven shot, I was just looking for the PMC kills with the silenced bolt action rifle for the Tarkov shooter, and I was just lucky enough to combine 2 quests together because I unlocked the shooter born in heaven way earlier. Here I heard a shot of PMC or maybe a scav around in the villa area, so now I'm looking for the PMC. I'm trying to understand where he is. So here I noticed a slight movement on my left, a silhouette running. That's a PMC. He was just slow. That's why he got shot in an open area. There was another PMC, but unfortunately I didn't manage to kill the second one. Hey! So, as it later turned out, it was a duo of PMCs that were trying to extract, and they were just killing scavs before extraction. In general, I would say that extract camping is a very bad thing, but this wasn't the extract camping. I heard them prior to they got to the extract. There's someone in the bushes in front of me. Shoot it, Warden, haven't done. You saw that? Now let's proceed to the woods. Woods is in general quite an easy map to get Shooter Born in Heaven shots because it's very open. It has very large open areas. And while I was doing another quest, Tarkov Shooter Part 8 requires you to get 3 PMC kills with a bolt action rifle in the single raid. This is a quest by Mr. Jaeger himself. You know, the quests from Jaeger are usually very interesting. I think I got almost 7 to 8 Shooter Born in Heaven shots while working on that quest only. Some people struggle with the Tarkov Shooter Part 8, some people do it fast. I'm the one who was struggling, but I finished Shooter Born in Heaven shots at least. So let's take a look at what are generally good areas to get Shooter Born in Heaven shots. On this map, as you can see, there are many new spawns of the PMCs that are scattered all around the map. There is many spawns in the northern part of the map. There are a lot of spawns eastern, east side, west side, and as you all know, the point of interest is the lumber mill. So this is where people usually rotate. Doesn't matter where they spawn. From every side, the center of the map is the lumber mill. So I got a couple of the Shooter Born in Heaven shots from the mountain rock. You can climb this rock without any problem. Now you don't need level 50 strengths or stimulants. You can climb it from right side of the sniper rock, or you can get some shots in the areas left from lumber shooting to the right, or right from lumber shooting to the left. Keep in mind that the distances here are pretty long. For example, the shot from the sniper rock towards the lumber would be at least 200 meters. Sometimes it's 350, 355 to this small rock where people usually sit. Or, for example, shooting from this rock to opposite side, it's around 170 meters. From a dig head, if you shoot at someone who is sitting by this small corner rock, it's 230 meters. Also, this rock is very useful. Sometimes you can see PMCs from this rock that climb here, sit in the bushes here, or maybe push towards the lumber and slowly crouch here. So in woods, the general rule is if you see PMC first, you win the fight. So I try to get the sniper position and wait there without moving, because the more you move, the more obvious you become. So once again, sniper rock or some areas around the lumber mill. What I would recommend is to probably, if you spawn, rush the lumber mill immediately. Get to the position. I like to sit in woods area right here because this area has a lot of bushes, and trees behind you cover you from the mountain rock or from the people coming from this side. Or maybe try to stick around in this area and listen for the shots. If you hear shots, try to locate where they're coming from and look for the PMCs. Now let me roll the clips of the shots that I got on the woods. Let's shoot simultaneously as long as we have. Okay. I barely have him in my scope. There is another one behind the rock.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready to shoot so we can have more chances to kill.
Oh, I see him. You ready?
Not yet. He's moving. Yeah. He is long gone.
I see him now.
1,
ready?
2, 3.
You did.
Stand still. 1. Now let's move to the next map, Reserve. Starting from Reserve, I was specifically targeting the Shooterborn in Heaven shots because I finished my other quest lines related to Tarkov Shooter. So from now on, I was going into the raids with specific target to get Shooterborn in Heaven shots. Unfortunately, Map Genie doesn't have Reserve added yet, so I'm using the other map. So specifically on Reserve, there is no better place than sniping from the dome. From the dome, you'll see basically anything. You'll see the roofs of the pawns, you'll see the roof of the bishops, king, knights, area between knights. Sometimes you can even see people running over the bunkers areas, the D areas, the E field, etc., etc. The top of reserve, the rocks on the left side, this rocks, rocks in front, and this area. This is like 5 locations that I was usually sniping from. You can also get the sniper shots from the towers in the corner, this tower, and this tower, but I wouldn't recommend going there because it's very specific and they have pretty short radius, like basically in front of them. You won't be able to see too far. So the dome is the only viable option in my opinion. Yes, it's kind of obvious, and many times people will check the dome. You might get shot yourself, but this is the risk you have to take to be able to get Shooterborn in Heaven shots on reserve. In order to use the proper zeroing, I'll try to give you the distances that I confirmed using my shots. So the distance from the dome towards the knights, like within this radius, should be around 250 meters. The shot from the dome towards the drop-down room, it's slightly above 200 meters. The shot to the roof of the king, the entrance, is 160 meters. The shots to the pawn roof would be slightly above 100, 110, 120. So the shot to the black pawn would be 150, 160. The shot to the bunker area should be way more, around 300, 310, and further on 350. I think the shot towards the corner would be 460 meters. So based on this area, 250 radius should be like this line. That should be 250. I'm sorry, 300. That would be 350, and that would be 400 meters. Now let me roll the clips of the shots that I got, specifically working on Shooterborn in Heaven on reserve. All the area here. Oh, I see people in K buildings. Holy shit, I killed someone in front of the K building. Oh, that's the same guy. With a shotgun, right? He has like a long gun.
Actually, yeah, different gun. What the players get?
I killed a guy crossing the Black Knight towards the King. His dead body is right outside there.
He doesn't know exactly where we're at, so.
So the problem is the couch boy.
Yeah, I don't know where they went. There's like
Oh, couch boy!
oh,
Can I try to shoot him
yeah.
once he starts looting?
Oh, he's looting, Johnny.
Shoot him born down.
Oh, you got him.
Now let's move to the last map of today's video. It's customs. Usually customs was not like a big problem to get the Shooterborn in Heaven shots, but comparing to any other map, it's pretty limited in terms of the positions where you can get the shots from. What I usually do during the start of the raid, yet again, I rush the spawns because it's most obvious spot where you can get shooter born in heaven shots. First one, if you spawn in the corner by trailer park, there is a jump over to the garages, and you can go prone in this area and watch for the customs office. If you see a PMC here that opens the door, that's exactly 150 meters, and you can get this shot while the person is in animation of opening the door. I know that's a cheeky shot, but this is a quest that requires you to camp, and that's why not to use this. You only need to do this a couple times before you finish the quest. It's 130 meters from this roof. Moving further, the other one, it's a pretty cheeky spot again. I don't like to do that, but when I'm on the Shooter Born in Heaven quest, everything that works can be used. You can go and sit in the bushes here and watch for the people to cross this land bridge. This is also a pretty good area because it's around 100, slightly above 100 meters, and everyone who's running and crossing the land bridge will be a pretty good target for shooter born in heaven shot. Um, Also, some people, like in Pestilence videos, you can see him taking the spot on the main bridge and shooting people crossing the land bridge, or maybe climbing the blocks right here and again shooting people crossing the land bridge. Overall, generally, western part of the map, it's maybe one of the good ones to get shooter born in heaven shots because the distance on the different sides of the river is slightly above 100 meters. You can also sit in bushes here and shoot people, killing the scav on the RUAF, looting the scavs, or sometimes you can shoot backwards. There is a bus stop here. You can climb this using the uh, fallen light and shoot people that loot something in the customs building, customs office area, or that cross railroads generally in this area. Now let's move to the western part of the map. On the western part of the map, it's pretty hard to get any kills because there are no direct spots where the people usually sit. Usually it's the rocks here that you can use to get a couple shots. If you sit on the rock here, you can see area like inner yard of the ZB area. Sometimes people running in front of the warehouse, or maybe sometimes people crossing or entering the scav checkpoint, but I've never had a chance to get my shot from these rocks. Sometimes people climb this pedestal here near the tankers and actually watch towards the rocks or the hill, like this area in general. I also never had a chance to get a kill in this area. And regarding the middle area, the new area of customs, this is actually a pretty good spot to be in. This new construction area, on the second floor of which you can get certain shots, you can go prone here. Let's say you spawn under this area. This is your spawn. You can immediately push towards this new construction area, go prone here, and watch for people to climb to get into the 3-story dorms. This will be 150 meters, and person on the staircase will be slowed by the animation while opening the door. This is a perfect opportunity to get a shot. It's slightly above 160 meters. I got one of the shooter born in heaven shots last wipe while was prone on this new construction area. I'll add the link to the video from the last wipe to the description below the video. Another area is the fortress, so-called fortress where the Reshala can spawn. If you get lucky and Reshala didn't spawn, there is a pretty good area that has a view of new construction area from here, like the second floor of the fortress, or there is a pretty good spot right here on the staircase where you can go prone and you'll see area in the crack house. This will be slightly above 100 meters. I would probably say that the radius will be right here, and this is where I actually got all of 3 shooter born in heaven headshots for this wipe. I'll let the gameplay roll for the rest of the video because it's pretty funny, and I was saving this for the last part of the video. Really appreciate you guys. If you like this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting in the section down below. As always, you can find me on Twitch. The links will be in the description of video. And good luck in your questing. Oh, hello, buddy. Please tell me it's a shooter born in heaven. Yes, it is. Shit, stay. I don't see your face. Oh. Oh, right here. Hey, it was a ricochet? Are you kidding me? Wow, did I just complete Shooter Born in Heaven in one run? Did I just complete Shooter Born in Heaven in one run? Вот это был рейд. Это можно сразу на ютубчик выкладывать.